Today I'm at ProCut Precision Engineering, and this story is about getting the most spindles in a small area. Steve, how big is the unit that we've got here, both sides?
Well, we've got 980 square foot per unit,
Okay.
so under 2,000 foot.
Right, now I know you have just acquired another unit which you're moving into,
yep.
and that's to do with business expansion.
That's right, that's another 1,500 foot that is, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Now what's really interesting to me about visiting here today is the amount of spindles you've managed to fit within the area that you talk about. Now, part of that is down to the machines that you've selected, and these VM10 machines from Hurco, I've seen them in many companies. I know you like the machines because of the controls and because of Hurco, but these are perfect, aren't they, for getting more out of a machine, more spindles in one area?
Oh, they are definitely. I mean, just in this 980 square foot, I mean, we've got 3 machines. We've got 2 VM10s and a VM30. So the VM30, we can still do plate work with 1,200 in the X-Travel, and then we've got the 2 smaller 10s down here for production work.
Now tell me about these VM10s to start with. I mean, they're obviously working in the background here, some pretty serious metal removal, even able to come off of a machine this size.
Yeah. These 2 machines and the one next door literally run all day, every day. They never ever stop, and touch wood, they don't go wrong.
And what are you machining? What are you making here?
Aluminium. So all these parts on here are for the agricultural industry, and we have a constant order every single month, and these 3 machines are dedicated to that one job.
Now, what I said about the VM10s, because we'll take a look at the 5-axis that you've got, the 30 and the other machine as well shortly. But these, I said these are in a small footprint, they are, but you've really even made the most of that small footprint by stacking out the amount of parts you can get on the table.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, these machines do have 680 mil of travel in X, which isn't massive, but we've got 3 vices and 4 parts running all day.
And how many tools do you get, even though the machine's small?
20 tools.
So still
got 20 tools, 10,000 on the spindle. They're brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant.
One of the things that a lot of people talk about with Hurco machine is the WinMax control.
Yep.
Now, if you were a startup company, this would be a perfect way to get into CNC, wouldn't it? But
I agree.
You tend to find even when people have just started up a company and bought one, they continue to stick down this path because of the control.
They do. I mean, I've been using Hurcos for years. I started with Hurco when they had the green machines. So they went the green machines, and then they went into white machines, and then they regenerated with the grey machines. Essentially, the control has got better and faster, but it hasn't changed from 20 odd years ago.
And you mentioned about the new generation of machines. You've noticed yourself, haven't you, how they've really accelerated their position in the marketplace with what they now offer?
They are. So I had 3 white machines, and now I'm just down to 1 white machine now, and we just keep improving them with the new generation grey machines.
What about running these all the time and getting swarf out? Because you are tight for space. I mean, you haven't got swarf conveyors on here. Is that the reason?
Yeah, they have got swarf conveyors on. They have got swarf conveyors on. I mean, yeah, so they just pop it out the side. I mean, there's a reasonable amount of room inside. We normally find that once a day, you know, due to it running maybe 15 hours a day, just once a day, just a quick scoop out. But generally speaking, they get the swarf auger, just puts them in the bin straight next to the machine. Okay,
so you've got a swarf auger in here. So what you're not experiencing then is, because in some machines you've got cavities and areas where swarf gets caught, but you don't find that in here either.
No. And the bigger machines, like the 30 and the 5-axis, they've got the wash down on the sides as well. So it just washes it straight down into the actual, the 5-axis has an actual conveyor on it. So it just washes it down into the conveyor and straight out.
And even with the VM10s, are they quite advanced in the options that you get, or are they pretty much you get what?
Oh yeah, they come with everything. They come with everything. I mean, every machine I've bought, they always do a specials package. But I mean, within that specials package, 1, they knock off a reasonable amount of money, and 2, they include everything. So you've got your Ultimax, you've got your rigid tapping, you've got your pocketing cycles, you've got your 3D cycles, and it's all just included in a big package.
So Steve, before we actually start talking about the VM30U that we've got here, perhaps you could tell our audience a little bit about the company, ProCut Precision Engineering.
Well, we're a subcontract company. I started it 10 years ago, And I just had I just wanted to kind of modernise the industry a little bit. There was I'd worked at a lot of old-fashioned sort of machine shops, manual machine shops, and I just kind of wanted to give it a go by myself. So contacted Hurco. I bought a BMX30, which was a 1997 machine, and it just kind of progressed from there, really.
So is this your latest purchase, the VM30U?
The VM30U is the latest one. So I then bought a 10, I then bought another 10, and then I bought the VM30, and then I put a Kitagawa 5-axis table on the 30, and this was kind of just the natural progression, really. So this was our first full simultaneous Hurco.
What's the differences to you compared to the other 5-axis that you've got here, where you've just got the table and the fixed bed?
There's kind of swings and roundabouts to both machines. I mean, the Kitagawa is very, very good because you've got no limit on the X, so you can get nice long parts in there. This machine is slightly limited on the Y when it tips over, but it's a far superior, rigid, good machine.
It's designed for purpose, isn't it? You look at the types of parts that you're making, and one of the things you pointed out to me is you couldn't find another 5-axis that had the same capacity in the same footprint.
No. We went through several different manufacturers, and a direct comparison to this machine, we were going to fill half the unit, whereas this has the same footprint as its 3-axis version.
And how much do you use this for full 5-axis simultaneous machining compared to maybe 3+2?
Just as and when the work comes in. I mean, I've got no problem as doing 3+2 work, as in completing a component in 1 hit rather than 3, 4 or 5 hits, or doing a full simultaneous motorsport part. I use it in the best way possible, yeah.
Because in maybe the time you started your company, Hurco would have been known mainly for tool rooms, for bolster work, heavy duty machining. Maybe not quite fast, nimble, agile 5-axis technology, which is where they've moved, isn't it? Have you been surprised at what this machine's given you?
I have. The accuracy, the surface finishes, and the reliability. I've generally got no complaints on it.